Greetings everyone, Dovah here, and welcome to another D&D actually. We completely scrapped our previous D&D games and now we have Secrets and Titan. I just muted the chat because just to fill you in guys, and I hope this will be a calm session. Anyways, let's get into it. Alright guys, we are online. We're live.
I got the notification, I'm aware.
Oh, got it? Cool.
Yeah, did I subscribe to you? I'm a good boy. So, yeah, Jace, I assume that you just googled green elf and sent that to him, yeah?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Fair.
But he was adamant on being Yoda. So, basically, you know, like, the Hat of the Skies?
Yeah.
I got him to choose that, as well as Magical Items to be there.
Guys!
So we can look like the short green. Okay, cool. Hey!
Howdy.
Great minds.
Hello, Zero Watchers, how?
Alright, no. Give a little
yeah.
recap, please. Just.
I was literally just about to.
No,
Jesus, you read my mind. So, also I wrote this last night at like 4 AM, but I did write a recap, so I'm a good boy.
Oh,
yeah,
also
so,
be family friendly.
fuck.
No, no, we just have to say it. Don't worry, we just have to say it. All fine. Alright, enough screwing around. I'm sorry, that was me.
Anyone watching on? So in sessions prior,
I'm getting demonetized, bitch.
I can feel the money leaving my bank.
Alright, stop making fun of YouTube. They will eventually look.
Dude, you're not big enough for them to care about it.
That turned dark real quick.
Yes, but it's true. Come on, you know it's true. Serge.
I know. Oh, God damn it.
So,
Somewhere.
in sessions prior, the party was wrongfully convicted of the murder of a merchant lord in the city in an effort to escape the corrupt justice system of this city. The party partook in the challenging executioner's run. During this harrowing trial, they took on ferocious jungle panthers, horrific, scaled, previously called velociraptors, evil and treacherous fire newt warriors over a river of lava, and they promptly avoided a toothed tiger. The party escaped the executioner's run, barely alive, but free to fight another day. They headed back to the drunken inn that they were staying in, and they were approached by a dwarven explorer, who used them to perform a task for him. He took them to a mithril mine. Oh, fuck off, Elka. No, I'm joking.
Hey! Oh, the Elka.
Okay, so to a mithril mine. Sorry, you made me lose my place. Where the dwarf used to work. They could help him clear out the fire newt infestation that had taken hold. After nearly dying in smoke-filled caverns on the way, the party was already looking worse for wear. They had to fight their way to the bottom of the mines, barely surviving the whole time. Nothing was bad in these mines though, as the party found many magical curiosities and treasures to properly outfit them. Fighting their way very bottom of the mines, the party killed fire newt after fire newt after fire newt, and at the bottoms, Sonny was to the very brink of death by a magically blessed fire newt. The party returned to the surface after many harrowing hours and collected from the dwarf. Now resting, recuperating, and sitting back in the drunken dwarf, what new adventure awaits our heroes?
God damn it.
I also did write "ba-da-da-dum-cha." Sorry, on my notes there. So
Alright.
Oh, gosh.
let me put some atmospheric music on.
Please, non-copyrighted, because...
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't even stress. It's not like you'll make any money from this anyway. It's not like anyone watches.
Let me
I'm
actually
joking.
see.
I'm sorry.
It was
I
one of
love you.
my viewed videos, dude.
Oh, you're welcome. That's because the pirate game was real fun.
No, that
But
was
anyway.
actually the least.
Oh no. Okay. Fair enough. So, you were all sat in the Drunken Dwarf Tavern. The tavern, where dwarves go. No, it's actually a racistly named tavern because it's in an elven city, and elves are like, what drinks? That's right, do. So they named their tavern after that. So you're sitting back, relaxing in this tavern, recuperating. You've a few days since your previous adventure, so is there anything you would like to have done in these few days? Sonny, I know you will look at some stuff.
Yeah, so basically finishing off crafting the dagger and basically using and stuff like that to attach it to my thunder cannon so that I can use it as a bayonet.
Okay, roll a check for that. I'll say that's 1 day. I'll give you, let's say, 4 days of downtime. So that's 1 day. You minute.
Tinker's tools. Hey.
All right. Could have been worse. You could have done a worse. You look at it. It's a bit wobbly. There's a chance it could just fall off in combat. Like it's way down the line. If you maybe try and reattach it after it falls off, if it even does, then it'll be fine. Not a bad job, but it's not a great job either.
Okay.
It'll still work exactly how you wanted it to. It's just, yeah. To make on the other 3 days.
So I would want to make basically try that dodge that we were using previously to craft a mithril sword for the camp.
Okay. So I'll give you 5 days just because it takes 4 to craft a mithril longsword. So, but yeah, so I'll give an extra day of free time. Like, yeah, who cares? So you approach the dwarf whose name I will now tell you because you guys have gone 2 sessions without asking his name. So
Yeah, we're pretty rude. Happens.
Yeah, pretty funny. So the dwarven explorer, Flintheart Glomgold. So you went to him work in the mines, and you were like, "Hey, can I use your forge?" He said, "Yeah, sure," and he accompanied you. I guess make sure you didn't destroy anything more than the 5 minutes already did. He is an experienced smith as well, so I'll say he could even help you out on this. So, make a smith's tools check with advantage.
Damn!
See
He crits.
If only. 21.
It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
you with nearly quality of crafting, you make a fine mithril blade. I assume you give it to Snowflake.
Yep.
Okay, so Snowflake, you test out the blade in your hands. It feels perfectly balanced and light, and you would be able to ease in combat.
Amazing. I have them both on my back, like in X shape.
Cool. So that is all of your downtime there, Sonny. Snowflake, is there anything you want to do?
One, besides just being with Sonny and probably just train archering more. The the usual stuff, shooting in the tree. No, that would waste
So you
arrows.
just chill out, shoot some stuff, and watch over Sonny.
Yes, I just sometimes I hunt for game and then just so we have a good meal.
Sounds good. Okay. So your day, almost a week of downtime goes past, and you are approached again in the tavern by by your good friend at this point, or maybe enemy after what he did to you, after sending you into the Fire Newt Caves. Your friend Flintheart Glomgold. The dwarf comes up to your table where you're all sitting or drinking or whatever you guys want to do. And he comes over to you and he says, so, I have another proposition for you guys.
Alright. What are you offering, first of all?
Me and my apprentice, Ragnar, we're heading off on a little expedition. We're heading to some elven ruins in the mountains nearby. And I'm willing to offer a share of the treasure we find there. You guys are free to take. I don't care about that. I care about the historical importance, documenting it, the like. But yeah, if you could accompany me there, I feel like there may be danger along the way, and inside of the temple, I don't know what awaits us. So if you could, I will, I'll pay you 50 gold each for doing this for me, and then whatever we find in the ruin.
Alright, sounds reasonable, right, Sonny?
Yeah. Okay. We'll go for it.
Quick. We should also showcase our characters because we didn't do it to the people who might watch.
Oh yeah. So as Flintheart comes over to the table, Snowflake, what does he see? Go ahead and introduce your character.
To Flint? Basically, which is a feline character. If anyone plays D&D in the Volus Guide, people would know. He wears right now world chainmail and carries a bow, and apparently now 2 Mirthful Longswords. He also has bracers, which makes his archer even better.
Okay, is that it? Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled my character on the world map. If you want
Sounds
to do
good.
that too.
Yeah, do the same thing. And Jace, can you go ahead and describe Sonny?
Oh, my one didn't turn out the same way. Well, Sonny, he's pretty much he's a guild artisan from the Undercities. He pretty much just started off on a journey to get away from there because he's practically been stuck there his whole life, and pretty much he has like basic common clothes, stuff like that, things that I used to move around in, and oh, there we go.
Yeah, type it. I didn't want to interrupt you.
As you can see, pretty much he's a bit of an insomniac. Like through the long hours, he's really dedicated to his craft. So he basically aiming to gain access to resources that aren't available back home, pretty much, and basically enhance his skill over the time that he spends outside. That's
Okay. So your other 2 companions, who I'll just get up the images for right now. Yes. Or I don't know. So White Wolf and White Wolf, Shifting Druid, and Vimic Armstrong, the who doesn't actually have an image saved to his character sheet because so Vimic Armstrong, the Goliath fighter. So they both agree to Flintheart's proposition. And yeah, so he says, Flintheart at this point looks around, says to all of you, so, I will see you all in the morning. Is there anything you'd like me to get before we go? Any supplies you for the mission?
We'll probably one thing that would definitely go more healing potions because
I'll see what I
pretty
can
much.
do.
Thank you for that.
If-
And
a neat idea, Sonny, to make custom arrows. Maybe. What do you think about that? Just arrows that might explode. That kind of stuff. Do you think you can do that?
if I have the right resources,
Yeah.
that could make it work.
So,
Possibly.
Sonny, in terms of exploding arrows, what's that? What's it called? I forgot the gunsmith traits. Get up your character sheet so I can take a look. You know, damn, where is it? Anyway, whatever. You're the thing that makes all your arcane magazine. That's the one.
Oh yeah.
Your arcane magazine. That is said in the description to contain gunpowder and like that. So I would say that in your the exploding arrows would be a very possible thing for you to make.
Okay.
I mean, I'd say for each custom arrow you make, I'll say it takes about crafting. So I'll give you an hour before you need to take a long rest, and then maybe 1 or 2 hours in the morning. So I'll give you 3 customs if you want to make them. So yeah, which arrows would you like to make, Jace?
Probably go for explosive arrows if we can.
Yep.
They sound pretty useful for crowd control.
Yep. So if you just roll some Tinker's Tools check for however many you would like to make. An hour for each, and you have 3 hours. So if you want to make 3 exploding, you can. If you want to try and make something else.
Okay. Also, well, I was wondering if it was possible to gain access to another thieves' tools because I kind of broke mine.
And give me a second. I'll look at these tools. It would be pretty easy to come by in your downtime. You could buy some.
I quickly sent you the thing, Jace, if for the arrows that Adam and I discussed. We could just flint.
Did you add bowler arrow to that list, by the way?
Bowler, yeah. The question mark,
okay.
don't know question mark is bowler, and I didn't know what that is before because
They're basically like these metal balls that are attached to each
I
other.
explained it to him.
yeah, it's
Trippy things.
yeah, the trippy. I wanted to say the trippy things, but
My basic explanation was the things that trip people. So,
Hawk guy.
copyright free hawk guy. Yeah, so thieves tools.
Isn't it like 50 or 25?
That's what I'm looking up.
With the noise that I believe.
I found them 50 gold.
Okay.
He can get it.
50 gold base price. Do you have 50 gold?
Yeah. Yep, I do.
Okay, cool.
What?
So if you can mark that.
Why are you hogging all
Alright.
that money?
I had it before.
If I remember correctly, you gave him all the money so he could cast Identify, and then when you realized he didn't need material components, no one asked him for it back.
Oh.
No one
Snowflake
cared.
gives him all the money he wants.
Yeah, okay, cool. So, can you roll a Tinker's check for the first explosive arrow, and we'll see how well that goes.
Okay. Oh wait, let me make sure that the roll is on normal. Okay, it's on normal.
Yep.
Why don't you
Tinker's
have it just
tools.
normal?
That's
Okay, so it's a very volatile arrow. Like,
Ooh.
if you put this in your quiver, dropped it, Snowflake, there's a chance it would go off. So you have to be careful what you're doing while this is in your quiver, but it would still explode when it hits something. So.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Let me just add.
But if you get hit by something or you fall over, then I'm gonna explode.
oh god.
Let me just get me more quivers, quote unquote.
Yeah, that this has this is pretty shitty quality, even if it does work, Sonny. So you would be able to tell him to just.
Okay.
Explosive arrows.
Snow, just to be
Be
sure.
very, very careful.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Or your
gonna
putty
try...
cat gonna go boom.
I was making that voice. I was like,
I was like, God, Cedric's American accent's gotten good.
Yeah, the guests are. Oh, God damn it!
Yeah. So what would the second arrow you like to craft be?
For now, cause I'm thinking, I probably like pretty much the resources that I'm making these explosive arrows are from my arcane magazine. So I might need to look around for different resources that could possibly use to make those other ones.
Any of will give you a price for, if in terms of buying materials and that type of thing, or just using anything you find. Like the Sonny might have put in that list. You could make that.
So.
Yeah, the whistle arrow. You could make that just by like carving and tinkering with tinker's plate. So yeah, that's basically just putting holes in the right place in the arrow. So you'd be able to make that.
Okay.
And obviously explosive arrows are the easiest with your arcane magazine.
I'm probably not gonna make another explosive arrow
Yeah.
in case that one gets worse.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of making a bowler arrow because of the fact that it'll be useful in restraining.
Yeah. Well, you have rope, right?
Yep, I do.
And you can find 2 heavy rocks on the floor. So I would allow that. Make a Tinker's Tools check to see how.
God damn it!
Jesus, yeah.
He makes the
Yeah,
bullet
perfect,
arrow
like-
so good, but
Yeah, you've made this arrow so that it's basically it's 2 rocks tied to like either end of a rope, so it's quite simple. You've managed to store this in a compartment, in a very compact compartment, on the tip of an arrow that you've managed to counterbalance perfectly. That when it's fired, the compartment that the bowler is stored in will break apart and then will fly off and entrap an enemy.
I'm also writing down what he rolled for the arrows, just in case.
There it is. Okay, third and final arrow before you have to set off in your adventure.
Why not? I'll make a sonic arrow. Just
Sonic
to
arrow?
Oh,
experiment.
nice, and whistle arrow.
Make check.
Okay. Let's hope that this ends really well.
It's a 1.
Okay, it's you test it out, and the best you can do is a pretty quiet, but it still makes a sound. So yeah,
Slightly suppressed,
yeah,
but not much.
it still makes a sound though, so better than nothing.
Okay. At least Sonny's learnt some things.
Yeah, I mean it's your first attempt on all of these arrows, so it wouldn't make sense for them all to be perfect just yet.
Alright,
Alright.
that was still entertaining. Just watching.
So you are
the
now
arrows.
Hawk guy out of the wazoo. So you chuff off. In the morning, after you spent a couple of hours tinkering, the Flintheart comes into the tavern with his aide Ragnar. They come over to your table or your rooms, wherever you guys are hanging out. Come to you and they say, "Well, it's time to head off if you're all ready."
Yeah, I'm all sorted. I'm picking up my arcane, keep saying arcane thunder cannon, and getting all my stuff ready. So
I see you've added a dagger onto the end of that. It looks useful.
I thank you. Hopefully, if I get cornered, I can. Oh,
I always
hope don't
wondered
get
what
cornered.
you do in melee combat with that hefty gun of yours. I didn't think it would be too wieldly in close quarters.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, he was pretty well.
Fair enough. So, let's go. I haven't your horses, so we will have to travel on foot. However, it's only a day walking distance into the mountains.
Okay. Do you have healing potions, or did you get?
Unfortunately, the store I went to buy the previous ones, they only had one left in stock for now. I bought them all out last time.
That's fine. Just wanted to check on it, but
So I've managed to get one heal. However, I don't know how much that would be able to do.
healing potion. I'm looking at Sonny.
One is better than none. Snow, I think you should take that, just in case.
Aye, okay.
Okay.
Where's my healing potion? I already have weight there.
Okay, so you have a healing potion. So, you set off into the, for lack of a better word, the jungles of Alpamandez, the continent you're currently on. You're traveling through the wilderness. It's a mix of forest and jungle. There are wolves and panthers and everywhere. Just different beasts everywhere. There are a few tiers in reality on this continent as well, where the hail from the Feywild can just sometimes travel through and seep in. So there are some quite mystic here, such as like owl bears, stuff like that. You swear at one point you even caught a glimpse of a unicorn. That's you.
What?
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Just wanted to say passive percept. Nope.
Sonny listens, sees the glint of a horn, sees a beautiful white stallion, and then in a blink of an eye, it disappears.
oh, very sad.
Sonny shoots the unicorn. Good game.
Today we eat finely, brothers.
Oh,
Today we eat like kings, boys. So, you continue to travel through the jungles. You can see a mountain peak in the distance. The first on the vast range of the world spine. So, as you're traveling through, you get ambushed.
Oh
Let me just check.
no! Who would have
Yep.
bungled?
So, you're traveling through maybe 7, 8 p.m. It's getting pretty dark.
I can look in the dark.
Well, not late in Alphamandez, even when it does get dark till nighttime. But there's periods of like it basically goes straight from twilight to dawn. Quite in. You think that maybe something to do with the connection that this continent has to the Feywild. So, as you're traveling through a sort of clearing between the trees, and you hear in the distance, just some ape-like screeches, and then coming into view, you see these ginormous apes, bigger than any you may have seen before. Can everyone roll initiative, please?
Let me roll. Good. Why is every initiative here amazing, and in my other game it's that? What info it has?
I don't want to talk about it.
Your deck is so high in this one, mate. It's a real high deck.
I'm dexterous.
Give me a second. Just put their rolls on Whisper.
Hi.
I forgot.
Oh.
Okay, so
Oh, you didn't whisper.
Why did you tell him?
Didn't put it on whisper? Oh, I swear I did. Fuck, man. Oh no, I put whisper on. I'm sorry. I'm a dumb shit. So now you know their Dex mod. Is that useful? Can you go with that?
No, not really. Except when they would hit with Dex, but
Look, if they make a Dex save, you know too. So good luck with that, I guess.
The more you know.
Let me get all allies up, and actually, I'll be back in a minute. Sorry, my mom's shouting.
all right, we have a short break, people. Oh wait, is that a copyright song? Oops.
Oh, how
God.
you doing? Is Arco still here?
Yeah, he's there. He muted though.
Okay.
This will be a fun fight. We can kill animals again. Again, I'm talking again because we killed panthers and dinosaurs, and I had to saber-tooth. Or wasn't it? No, it was a tiger.
I want to know.
You want to know what?
Why are animals?
I'm a back.
All right.
Okay, so yeah. So what's his? Let's have a little look. Whoa!
Another.
Whoa!
He rolled his initiative like 3 times. Initiative 1. Fucking hell.
Jeez, I'm sorry, Dalton. Good job you're not here.
What a slow bastard.
Adam, really quick question.
Uh-huh.
Are you allowing stuff from Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically anything Wizards published is good. So Unearthed Arcana or any official books is fine.
Okie dokie.
What's with
Yeah.
Ragnar? He doesn't have a nose, does he? Oh, no,
White
there
Wolf.
he is. He looks bored.
Yeah, he has a nose.
He looks bored though.
Is you guys are very boring.
Wow.
Wow.
Let me just.
Shit. It's for White Wolf and Vimic. Don't. I'll fix that. Ooh, dear boy. Hey, I've actually made character sheets for Flintheart and
Belcom?
Belcom this time, not to last time we did outside. So.
Are you related to them, Sonny? They're called Iron, Gold, and you're Iron.
Oh, yeah, no, it's.
What did you say, Snow?
Why being
Not
attacked? No. No.
So, Ruby Tooth,
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, Belcom. He's pretty high.
Jesus. Oh, his name's not Belcom. Fuck. His token's fuck. Crap. Give
His
me
name-
a second.
His name.
That was his old name. I changed it.
Oh.
That's Flintheart Glomgold.
I was like, who's Belk? Where
Yeah,
did
no,
Flint go?
I changed his name to someone, because someone suggested the name change, and I was like, sure, I want a DuckTales reference in my game.
Wait, is that DuckTales? Wait.
Flintheart Glomgold is the name of a
Oh,
DuckTales
Flint.
character.
Isn't he
And it
the
sounds... He's the Eve, basically.
Flint?
And it sounds like a
Glomgold?
dwarf name spun into it.
Oh, McMoneysack. Okay.
A dwarf name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, of course. Okay, so Snowflake, as always, you're up. What do you want to do? As you see the forest looking very, very...
You know what? I'm going to try out the arrows Sonny did for me.
Which one?
The explosive one in the forest.
Sure. On which gorilla?
On this one because he's the closest to Sonny. No, wait, not the closest.
Okay.
For
Okay.
this
Make
bad.
a roll.
Let me see if I can. No, I'm.
To be fair, it's probably best that you get this one out of you as possible. So it's a good idea.
It's like whoosh. Do I hit?
No, their AC is actually Helium. So unfortunately, you don't quite hit. No, of course you hit. Okay, so it's 14 piercing damage, and if you can roll for me.
Jesus Christ! I want more of them. No, I don't want to have more of them. The one.
So this is into it, and then with a huge explosion of flame, you burn into its chest. It's not dead. It's got a scar. It's got a pretty cool scar now. It'll show off to all the female apes.
And I guess
Is that
that is it for my turn for now.
Okay. Flintheart is going to. So he's a wizard, and I remember I didn't give him any spells that deal damage. Fuck it. He sprints into combat.
Oh god.
How far was that? 25. Oh, he can attack. Brilliant. He draws his battle axe, his two-handed battle axe, and he attacks, hits, and he deals 5 points of slashing damage. Yes.
What?
So,
Fucking
so,
battle axe and that.
Flintheart grabs his two-handed dwarven battle axe, and he flies at the nearest gorilla, and he swings forward a almost glancing blow, but it was still a
Yeah, he has a
woohoo.
high AC.
It's only a 17 to be honest. You guys all have pretty high AC.
What? I thought he. Oh, he
Yeah.
doesn't have a shield. I forgot.
No, he's got chain armor and the defense fighting style. That's all his defense.
Yeah, I remembered.
Yeah. He has a glaive. Yeah. So, Snowflake. This guy comes over and punches you and White. One on each. So, as he brings his fist towards your cat-like body, does a 14 hit.
Nope.
Using your extreme dexterity and feline nimbleness, you manage to easily dodge out of the way of his punch. And White Wolf is hit with a 26 for 20 bludgeoning damage. Holy shit.
How would they do so much damage, dude?
They're rolling really well. They've rolled like really well every time, I suppose. Because they don't do that much damage normally. Like, I've tested this gorilla out before, and they haven't done this much damage.
Nerf this.
Gorillas on roids.
Jesus, okay. I'm gonna start, yeah, I am gonna start nerfing their damage if they keep doing this, because that's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
They've never
you
done
know that
anything
we're
like
level
this
3,
before.
right?
Yeah, and you should be able to handle this. This should be an easy fight. These gorillas are just rolling super well for everything. This guy charges into combat here. Does one punch on Vimic, seeing that his friend missed. And does another punch on Ragnar Ruby. So, he punches Vimic right in the face. Vimic is laughing at the other gorilla for missing him, and then is cut short by a sock to the jaw. However, when he brings his other fist back into Ragnar, he misses. Sorry, is deflected by Ragnar's shield because Ragnar has a shield. He only uses sometimes. So Dalton takes 9 bludgeoning damage. Sorry, Vimic. His character names. Vimic takes 9 bludgeoning damage. Did Dalton not level himself? Let me just check a thing. I think Dalton forgot to level up his hit.
I think he rolled. Give me a second.
No, he did. Don't worry about it. He did. Okay, so yeah, White Wolf is unfortunately in confined quarters, so most of his wild shapes are not possible because he doesn't have room to grow here. I mean, he could just go. Let me see what he can do. Yeah, he is going to roll into this sort of clearer area here.
Would he though?
Yes.
Adam?
Dude, the first thing to... Oh, good point. Yeah. Oh, wait, no. Is that out of their reach, though? It's not.
What?
He didn't move out of his reach. They have 10-foot reach. They're big.
Why? What? Their arms are just like rough monkey D.
See the
Ruffy.
gorilla? Their arms are most of their body.
Yeah,
Tyler
true.
turns into a dire wolf.
Pretty dire situation.
And he is going to bite the gorilla directly in front of him.
Does he get
Nom.
pack tactics?
He sure does. Boy, 19, that hits. The gorilla needs to make a strength saving throw. See if he can do it. He does. So, he bites the gorilla's arm and attempts to drag him down to the ground, but the gorilla is just a gorilla, so is way too strong for that. The gorilla manages to stay stable. That is White Wolf's turn. Ragnar, what would you like to do? That's not one of you guys, is it? I'm sorry, I got confused. So he drops his shield and brings out his pike, and he jabs it forward into the gorilla, dealing 10 points of piercing damage. With a solid jab to the to the shoulder, goes through. The gorilla howls in pain. However, he's still standing. Sonny, it's your turn.
So I'm gonna use Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay, you have a +2 to armor class. That was your bonus action, I believe. What would you like to do with your action?
I'm gonna try and, like, even though it's disadvantage, I'm gonna try and fire my thunder cannon. Because
Dude,
for some
you could
reason
test
I'm
out your
really good
bayonet.
luck with that. Huh?
You could just test out your bayonet. Huh? Huh? Yeah, sure, shoot him if you want. Whatever.
I don't trust my bayonet in this scenario.
Okay.
Gorillas.
Yeah, fair.
Um,
Stabbing a gorilla is notorious for doing nothing. Gorillas are stab-proof. Fact. So,
Oh no.
you had disadvantage. Let's see if it's as good.
Alright, yeah, disadvantage.
Ooh.
I mean, you could have shot this one.
Yeah, he did shoot the in front of me.
Oh, I mean, oh, did you shoot that one? Well, I mean, I'll allow it.
Alright.
You could have, realizing how close you are to this guy, you move your cannon around Snowflake and shoot at the gorilla attacking him in the hopes that Snowflake will be able to protect you. And so roll damage, because you wouldn't have got disadvantage on that.
I also wanna add Fundamonger onto that.
Okay, sounds good.
I just see him like turning around with his guns, like, "What are you doing?" They shoot the gorilla.
Oh, Jace, something I read up about the artificer that I didn't remind you of last game. Sure, weapon factoring in because I didn't care. But remember to reload as a bonus action with your cannon. Just bear that in mind on your next turns. If you want to shoot again, you'll have to spend your bonus action. So, you do 14 points of damage. Jesus Christ.
What is
Your gun is so powerful, man. Like, I don't think you've ever done less than 10 damage. Jesus.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, so with a loud booming shot, you fire over Snowflake's head, and hit the gorilla in the jaw. You blow off a portion of his skin, but he's still standing.
Famous.
Vimic is going to use Second Wind to heal. To heal himself a bit. 1d10 plus 3. Gonna heal 6 hit points. Which is quite good, I guess. Not really. And he is going to stab at the gorilla in front of him with his glaive. Poor boy. Which gorilla would you guys say is more in front of him? Because I realize they're both like right next to him.
I think he would hit the one that either hit him or the one that looks more hurt.
They're both about the same in terms of levels of pain. Hey, that rhymed. So he'll attack hit him. Nah, he'll attack the one that hit him.
Roll a 1d, run d2.
Nah. Okay, so that guy takes 14 points of piercing damage as he manages to stab him with his glaive. Sure. So, oh no, slashing. Sorry. So he cuts a big gash across the gorilla's pec. The gorilla is bleeding, but is still very mad. Snowflake, what do you want to do?
I have a question. If I would shoot my bow and then sheath it, and then as of the same free action, draw a sword, action surge, and then hit the gorilla in front of me, would that work?
I'll allow it because you're using your action surge. If you were another like
Yeah, the
roll, I suppose, yeah. So yeah, go.
Well, I first roll. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna try. Oh shit, wait. That would hurt all of you guys. I can't do it.
Don't do it then.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm not going to risk Sonny's life.
Nah, do it. Funny.
So yeah, I'm shooting the one in front of Sonny with my longbow. Nope,
Okay.
not.
No, it does not hit. You're trying to shoot over Sonny and around Vimic, so you just your angling's a bit off and it flies past its ear.
Should I do it? Should I do it? Hate it. Alright, I'm using my action surge to do what I just said to you.
Okay.
And hit the one in front of me. First.
Sounds good.
Wait.
You stab him, I suppose. Okay. Cool.
The right one is two-handed apparently, I think.
Yeah. Probably untick that because you're never gonna use it.
Yeah, I thought I did it, but yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So with you spin around in an arc, Sonny, you feel yourself almost getting a haircut as these blades swing over your head, and you turn around and you look as Snowflake just wails on this gorilla. You cut it right across the face, blinding it in one. and cutting deep into its skin. This one's already been hit with with a bullet to the face, so this guy is looking fucked right now. You bring up your other blade and you slice up his torso. He's not dead, but he is looking very near to it.
I just meow.
You did
No.
very good there, is what I'll say.
That's not what Lynx would do, but
So Flintheart is going to again attack with his battle axe.
attempts to.
Yeah, attempts to attack with his battle axe. He's gonna miss with his battle axe as the gorilla just swats it away from it because this guy's barely even a threat to him right now.
What? Didn't you say he's a mage? Why is he going there?
Yes, but he hasn't cast any spells. He's also a lower level than you guys. Same with Ragnar.
Yeah.
Why would he charge?
With the 1d6
He
he
doesn't
goes
have any
in.
damaging spells. There's nothing else he could have done.
He just prestidigitation us.
He makes you look an inch taller, Sonny. Quick,
damn it.
intimidate them. Oh, did you have that set with your strength mod?
Why is the second one with my strength mod?
Dude, yeah, they both are. Huh. That should be 2 more damage on each then, yeah. Actually, no, the second one doesn't get you strength mod. Remember they,
Yeah, I know,
because
but
they're mithril, they're finesse. So
oh
you
yeah, I
can
removed it
dex
one time because of what Ty said.
Yeah, you can use them on your dex mod and also.
I changed it. Yeah, I changed it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you've changed that. So that's
8 and
Is that
12.
6 on the first one? There. No, it's 6 on the first one, and you don't get your ability damage on the second one, right?
What ability
Yeah,
damage?
on your offhand strike, you don't get to add your dex/strength mod to the damage. It's just a
Yeah, that's an 8. It's an
roll. Okay, cool. So an 8 and a 6. So
why
that's,
is 6? I don't know why that. Wait.
your dex mod's higher than your strength mod, so +2, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
of
so
course.
it's 14 damage.
I
Not
didn't-
quite enough to kill it. Yeah, so you slash across its chest twice, doing another pirouette.
I'm stupid.
As with your cat-like grace, you swipe across it twice. Not enough to kill it, but like I said, you wounded it pretty bad. Flip.
Flip
And you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna cast sleep on this one remaining gorilla.
Falls asleep, we just kill it.
Yeah, I mean, unless you heal it, you're gonna have to. It falls asleep. It remains asleep. White Wolf, come over here. He's gonna cast, and he is going to hurl it at the. It's gonna hit a tree. The tree catches fire a bit, however, one ball of flame is not enough to start a forest fire. I'm not that mean, so it fizzles out. Ragnar is going to. I remembered it's an NPC this time. Hey. Ragnar is gonna bring his pike down into the corpse of this. Pretty much corpse of this gorilla. He's gonna stab down with his pike. He's gonna definitely hit, and he's gonna kill it with ease. His pike, he angles it in such a way so that the blade is goes to be as thick as the neck as he tilts it, and he just decapitates it.
Yikes.
the blood splatters him, Vimic, and Snowflake in the face.
Why am I
It's
always getting splattered with blood? Disgusting.
You give yourself a cat lick, clean. Gross.
Oh, that's grim.
Yeah. Lick your paw, rub your face a bit. Gross. So combat's over. What would you all like to do?
Rest. Like at least a short rest if we can't do a long rest.
Yeah, Flint comes over and he's like, I suggest we set up camp for the night. It's almost twilight anyway, so we may as well rest now and set off in the morning. It's only a few more hours of travel, and we're all in a lot of pain. So I suggest we set up camp.
Do you want me to? Oh, sorry. To roll for a second win again, or?
If you want to do it, then you can just take the 10. But if you guys are taking a long rest anyway, it might not matter. If
Just
you don't get ambushed, I suppose.
If.
Yeah. Yeah. Arrange yourselves where you want to be for this long rest. You feast on gorilla tonight, I suppose.
How tall would gorilla be if we lay them on the side? We just use them as cover.
Gorillas are pretty wide, yeah. Let's say like 5 feet of like 5 feet if you're shoulder to shoulder.
This is getting more and more dark.
They're huge gorillas. So you set up their corpses in a tent-like fashion.
No, not in a tent, in a wall-like fashion. Jesus Christ. We use them as cover.
Not them as cover,
Not as tents.
Still grim.
So you managed to just move these gorillas that you just murdered when they were probably just seeing you as a threat to their children. These powerful, endangered gorillas that you just killed.
And feast
You guys are
upon
gonna have. You're gonna have fantasy Peter all over you guys.
Well, I mean, we would still have Peter on us because of the stream. No.
Yeah, but these guys are like silverback gorillas.
Oh no, don't do that to us.
Buddy, no, I'm joking. Peter's not a thing. Don't worry.
Good.
So you, Tyler's not here. I can use highs or lows without him getting up. Highs or lows, one of you.
Highs.
Okay. You are not ambushed in the night.
Jace, highs.
No.
No, I only wanted one of you. Don't worry. So, Jace, I'll say over the long rest, you can attempt to tinker a bit more if you want. So, I'll give you one more arrow. Yeah, one more arrow using stuff that you have on you.
I'm gonna reattempt the explosive.
Oh, let's see.
Okay. Oh. Oh. This one is even worse. Like, okay, so you realize there is a 50% chance that if you hit something with it, it will go off. Not even guaranteed to explode. However, there is a pretty big chance that if Sonny gets, Snowflake gets hit, then it will go off. So, or it could just go off at a random time without any trigger.
Instead of going it to Snowflake, I'm gonna toss it out in the distance.
Don't toss it!
Out of frustration with its shoddy workmanship.
Okay, so you don't, you just not even risking it. You throw it off into the.
Oh, you don't give it to me? Okay, cool. Just like a mini
It
nuke.
explodes. It takes out a bit of a tree with it, but nothing much happens.
It's like, what was that? New, new.
Nothing. Nothing at all.
You just
Don't
say
worry.
like, I don't want to talk about it.
Are you trying new techniques?
Nah.
I heard throwing
I
arrows is
just
very.
fucked up real bad. Don't. Dude, at least you didn't roll a 1. I would have had you blow yourself. Could have been worse.
Jesus Christ.
Alright,
Amazing,
so
though.
you travel, you set off again. You spend 2 more hours of walking towards that mountain peak you could see in the distance. Base of the mountain. As you look out, you can see. Let me just quickly here.
Oh god, what is that? Why are the tokens?
I would like to stealth.
They are statues.
I don't believe that at all.
Yeah,
Inside
well,
check
your
the.
character said, insight check. So, 2 seemingly ordinary statues.
Can we stealth?
You can certainly try.
Attempting to be stealthy is better than not being stealthy.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You go forth, my child.
Okay. Cool. So Snowflake, you managed to like camouflage stuff, but you roll around and duck behind some bushes. You're trying to hide, but you're still rustling a bit. You're not quite used to these surroundings yet. Sonny, you go predator style. You just disappear. You're like crawling commando style through the underbrush. Just rolling along, getting ready to snipe. I'll put you in the trees, just why not? Snowflake, I'll put you in the trees as well. You're not quite as well hidden, but you're still maybe hidden, depending on their passive perception. Vimek is going to, seeing you guys try and duck off into the woods, he is also going to attempt it, but he has disadvantage because he's wearing heavy
I pointed
chain
in the
armor.
other bushes. It's like, go over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he definitely goes on the other side.
He runs. He tries to hide behind, but the tree is far too thin, and he's just pushing out of both directions. He tries to shake the tree a bit to get it to hide him, but he just ends up knocking the tree over. So he pushes a tree down in front of him, and you see the 2 statues' heads turn to look at him. Let me just roll everyone else's stealth before I start combat.
Show me what you got. Oh,
Jesus.
Nice.
Oh man. The moment
He
I heard
ducks
statue, I
off
was
with you.
immediately thinking of the Weeping Angels.
Yeah. So, realizing that Vimek is stealthy at all, he clunkily treads into the woods and starts shaking a tree. White Wolf just disappears into the forest next to you guys.
everyone with heavy armor
Flint.
goes there.
Flintheart is going to do moderately okay, and he is going to duck along with you guys because he's not wearing heavy armor. And because he has heavy armor, Ragnar trod along slowly next to Vimek. You guys just sent your tanks off into. Just tanks, go over there. We don't want. He's still
Everyone's-
gonna do better than Vimek, but that was not hard. He didn't do terrible, but you guys can still see him.
No tanks allowed.
What about me? I'm kind of a tank.
You're a bit of a tank, but only when Sonny's in danger, which is all the time.
I'm a tank and a half. No.
You only tank for Sonny.
Yeah. I mean,
Adorable. By the way, guys, something I realized that I only just realized: every monster you guys are fighting in this session is homebrew.
oh dear. That is not a good thing.
Because, like, I built this dungeon, and, like, I was basically just like, huh, there is nothing here that is like what I want to use, so I just made a shit ton of monsters, because I had time off school this week, so I was like, why not? So,
Oh, the
So-
statue's moving.
Alright, so you guys have seen them turn their heads, but that could have just been a trick of the light, or you just wanting to, like, see them move just because your mind's playing tricks on you, but roll initiative.
Not as good, but still something.
I won't tell
Fine.
you they're moving, but
They
I might
might
wanna
be,
roll
is
this
what
too.
I'll tell you. Yeah. They're definitely alive. I mean, I'll tell you that out of game, but your
Nice.
characters might not.
Be quiet. Don't shoot yet.
Guys, just saying their initiative isn't 0. I didn't want you to think that I rolled that bad or that they have negative dex. It's actually 1. It's far better than you ever could have.
Let me think. The dex is probably pretty low.
It's a 0, so it could have been.
Oh, they don't.
Oh,
Oh shit.
What should I?
Wow, he's more dexterous than I am. Didn't know that.
Oh, is he? Oh, wow. Okay, he goes first then. He goes before you. Let me roll for the rest of them. I don't think Vimic will top that. Vimic rolls a 1 now. I will laugh hard. Vimic. Oh, better than a 1. He's going up.
He rolled the same as me, but
Flint Heart.
yeah, I'm a bottom feeder right now. Oh no, I'm not. Flintheart is so down.
And Ragnar.
Ah, goddammit. Hate him.
He rolled a 20, by the way, so he didn't do that good. I mean, he did, but yeah. So Ragnar. Oh no, I didn't roll for the statues. Did I roll for I did roll for the statues. They're going last. So, however, so far you guys only think you've seen them move, but you're not sure. So Ragnar's just gonna get on guard. He's gonna draw his pike, and he's gonna hold an action to hit them if they come close.
He's
White
very,
Wolf,
very far away from them.
yeah.
They can
White
fly.
Wolf gonna do the same thing. He's gonna draw his scimitar, hold an action to see if they come close. Sonny, what do you want to do? You have your cannon, so you could just shoot them if you think they're bad.
Don't.
I'm kinda gonna shoot them.
I mean, they're statues. Thunder damage could be real good against them.
Let's wait
Oh.
around.
But there's no way around that we can
Well,
see.
this is the entrance, so sneaking around is certainly a possibility, I said sarcastically.
No, we have to wait.
If you sneak around, you have to sneak right through the middle of them, said.
I'm not saying. I'm saying that
Yeah.
we wait until what they do. Just
So, Sonny, you shoot them.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Which
shoot.
one? Which one are you gonna
With the
shoot?
thunder cannon.
Okay, what's the Thunder Cannon's range? I assume that one. But yeah, what's Thunder Cannon's range?
150.
Oh, cool. So you no disadvantage. Sweet.
Awesome.
Sounds good. Roll to hit.
19.
That hits. Barely hits. So it's 16 damage. No.
I say to
Okay.
Snow as soon like before I fire, Zeus's wait.
So, as you let loose a bullet with bang, alerting them to your presence as
To
you
his.
come out of predator mode. Only his. So you come out of predator mode and you shoot them, and like he looks, his head turns right at you after this bang, and you basically blow up a portion of his head.
Well, we know that they're. We
He
know that they're
turns to
alive.
look at you. He now only has one. She blew up a massive hole in his head. Snowflake. Wait, Sonny, do you want to do anything in your bonus action?
Back the heck up, back the heck up, back in the heck up. If I
Okay.
I can't even back. I'm joking.
You can reload if you want, or
Yeah, I'm
kill
gonna
yourself,
reload.
or shield of faith yourself. I mean, you're the only one they've seen at this point, so shield of faith could be a good idea.
Okay, shield of faith. Shield of faith.
Okay. Don't feel like I'm railroading you if you don't want to.
I'm worried because I don't know.
Well,
I never fought them before.
What just
Yeah,
happened to the?
nothing. Snowflake, it's your turn.
All right. How sturdy would I think the rope is? That is on the bola.
Look, a very strong creature could probably snap it, but it was very well crafted, so even with the weight, even if they could try and snap it, it will still wrap around them a good few times. They'll still have trouble, and it could still trip them even if they are.
And these are stairs, okay.
Strong.
All right. I want to shoot. I want to prepare an action. As soon as this guy moves, who knows the presence of, or both probably know it but as soon as the one that Sonny shot, I want to shoot with the bola arrow.
So as soon as he moves. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your range
150.
on your? Okay, cool.
If not, I would have just said I will use also an arcane arrow with it, but but yeah, that it.
Flintheart is going to. So from next to you, Sonny, he's gonna draw his back. So wizard draws his battle axe.
Use your magic. You're a wizard.
You're a wizard, Flintheart.
Oh no.
See, all of his spells are divination. The problem here. No, he cast Identify on one of them.
Doesn't he have to touch them?
Yeah, he charges up to them.
Pimps up of identify.
Snowflake, he casts Message and says to you, should I attack?
Can I respond to a message?
You can.
No. Use magic.
That was his action, so
He messages me. He's like going on Twitter section. I attacked these
ask
guys.
you a question. Yeah. Vimuk is going to charge. They could already see him, so he's just gonna. He's going to.
And then he dies.
He's gonna kick the tree that he knocked down out of the way, and charge towards them.
Damn.
It's their turn. So this guy takes a step forward, make an attack with your bone.
Ola.
That hits. It doesn't do any damage because in order to fit the bowler tip thing, Sonny had to take out a take off the tip. Actually, roll 1d6 for bludgeoning damage as it smacks him a bit.
Roll 1d.
Just straight 1d6.
Damn.
Okay, so you see it chips away parts of his legs as it wraps around.
Does he trip?
He trips.
He
He's
crumbles.
now. He didn't take any damage from the fall because it was not a big fall, but he is incapacitated. Well, he is restrained, and is lying on the floor.
Awesome.
Let me look at their speed real quick. I think I made them pretty slow. Okay, so
Well, he just lost all his movement.
this guy is going to
Let me see what.
dash over here. He can just make it. That's his turn.
Let me see what I can do. Oh, I would also say concentrate on the bottom one now, probably.
Okay. Just shout it. Great.
Yeah. Huzzah.
So Ragnar is going to see that now melee combat is happening. He's gonna come out of his partial hiding place, and is going to dash towards them. However, he's a slow boy, so there. White Wolf is going to. He's gonna turn into a dire wolf again.
He doesn't have much more, does he?
He has a brown bear, but he only. He's gonna. This corner to a dire, and he's gonna. In between Vimic and Ragnar. He didn't move over him, that was a mistake. Not. So, he is going to bite this guy.
Ooh.
Have advantage, but it's still gonna miss.
God damn it.
That's not for you guys, can you see it? Can you guys see the turn order?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can't see. I'm quick. I can't get the turn order up.
Half cover
Okay. So it's not White Wolf. So we have the next person. And my turn is still not loading. Say tick. Hey, how about Finally. Sonny. Jace.
Alrighty.
It's your turn. What do you do?
I'm gonna move a bit.
Okay.
So
You
that
move a bit.
I can get a decent shot in
Mm-hmm.
on this guy.
Okay. Sure.
Thunder
Whatever.
Cannon.
Okay. That hits. Okay. So that was pretty good, man. Well done.
Thank you.
Yep. So, you fire a bullet. It goes in between Vimic and Wolf, barely skimming White Wolf's fur as it strikes into the shoulder of this guy. It blows a huge chunk off of the sort of shoulder pauldron that he has. Is that your turn?
I'll reload.
Okay. Snowflake, what do you want to do?
I was actually trying if I can do Seeking Arrow on the one that is laying, because, you know, it says...
What does Seeking Arrow do?
Let me post what it does. I have
Okay.
written down everything.
Thank you.
There. It says it ignores the disadvantage when it's out of sight or in long range, but it also ignores half cover. So what does laying on the ground...
It says it ignores the cover, so it wouldn't matter if he had...
Oh, okay, so it would be cover when someone's laying, okay.
Well, I mean, if he did have cover, it would work here, you know? So
It does work?
it doesn't. It wouldn't if even if he did. So... Oh, no. Okay. Yeah. Seeking Arrow, Okay, yeah, make an attack against it.
Is it disadvantage? Question mark?
No.
Okay.
No.
Cool.
You're good.
Whoosh.
Nice. Nice. Oh, you kill it.
I would like...
So using your bludgeoning shot... Oh no, actually, never mind. That was a 15 to hit. I'm sorry.
Ah, damn it.
That misses. I'm an idiot.
You know what? Fuck you. Action surge. Fuck you. I hate you. Have another one.
Well, that hits. That one kills it.
Fucking hate you.
I'm sorry. I'm a dumb shit. But anyway, kill it. Let me just get it so I can put the cross on it. So yeah, you kill it.
Damn.
Yeah, well done. As your arcane shot hits it right in the chest, blows it to pieces as it pierces in and then explodes with a huge amount of force. A huge 3 points of force. Flinthop is going to
Message me again.
He's gonna message like, "Are you sure I shouldn't attack?" No.
No. God damn it.
Yeah, I didn't build this guy for combat. He's not a fighter. He's got a battle axe though, so fuck it. Charge.
He's not a fighter. What does he do? He charges.
Yep. Still has a +4 to hit with his battle axe.
It's not just about the hitting, it's also about the taking.
He's okay with it. He's got 16 hit points. He's fine.
He is
Vimic.
so dead.
Vimic is going to bludgeon, not bludgeon, sorry, he's gonna slash at this guy with his glaive. That hits, as he attempts to cut off an arm. He chips away at it, but it's made of stone, so it does a bit, but, you know. So, Vimuk is then gonna get punched in the face.
Oh,
As this giant statue brings up a fist and clobbers him in the face. That's a crit fail.
It breaks
So-
off its hand.
Vimuk easily parries, and I'm just gonna give he's gonna spend a superiority die to attack it with his glaive.
And
Unfortunately, he
misses.
misses. Yep. Basically, he misses. But the statue swings at him, and he brings up his glaive at the same time. So they meet in the middle, both missing. The statue is also going to punch White Wolf. He's gonna hit. And White Wolf is going to take
300 damage.
6 points of damage. Ow. Sorry, 7 points of damage.
I like how we fought primitives, and now we fight
Yeah.
against
The
stone.
gorillas are worse than the ancient guardian statues.
Oh man, whenever I hear gorillas, I think of the band.
Ragnar is going to maneuver around his allies.
Oh, so like he goes here.
No.
He's like there.
In an effort to get the killing blow on an enemy he wants. Cool. He's going to draw his pike and stab into the statue. He is going to kill it. So he gets the killing blow. He stabs into the statue. Somehow Snowflake gets sprayed with blood. So just shrapnel from this now exploding statue goes everywhere as it crumbles into pieces, falls to the ground.
Fly 60 feet, hits me against the head.
Yeah, roll a deck save to see whether you get hit by a boulder.
Nah, I get hit.
A small pebble smacks you in the face. You take no damage, but you are a bit miffed. Alright. So
Do we know what?
White Wolf growls. Someone roll an insight check to see if you can see what he means.
Inside. Ah, I get what you mean.
You think he thinks he is turned into a wolf permanently and cannot change back.
That's cool. I'm also an animal.
Sonny, you also think he either cannot or does not want to change back.
He doesn't want to?
Flintheart
Let me...
Flintheart looks like... Come on, it's pretty obvious... no, that's the wrong accent. Flintheart looks like, it's pretty obvious, guys. He has a limited amount of time in this shape. He doesn't want to waste it. He's staying how he is.
No shit.
We
As long as he can fit through the door.
Flint did tell us, do we know what these ruins are?
They are an elven temple. Someone roll a history check for me. Well, both of you.
Fucking love my histories.
You don't know shit about elves.
Yeah, I mean, I come from the jungle.
Yeah. Um,
Same wrong.
so Sonny, you bit about Elven. You know, basically, like elves a long time ago, worshipped like the prime elements instead of worshipping a god. However, they've changed to worshipping a god in recent years. So this temple could either be to that god or to the elements. I say recent years, it's recent for an elf, so it's still like 1,000 years ago, so it's only a couple of generations for an elf.
Okay, got ya.
Yeah.
Got ya. I will relay that to the group.
Flintheart says, yeah, I know, I'm an archaeologist.
Yeah, but I ain't.
As he comes over and he explains to you all, this temple we believe to be one dedicated to the four elements. Earth, water, fire, and air, obviously. We aren't sure what to expect in there. No one's ever found one of these temples before. So we're just hoping it is not one to their god, because if it is, then that's a waste of time. This is too recent to be seen as a discovery. However, due to these guardians that we've fought, they seem to be lesser stone elementals of some kind, lower beings, constructs created by elven clerics, I would assume. So I think we're on the right track to a discovery here.
Should I scout inside? Question mark.
Hang on a minute. As Flintheart moves between you all, moves closer to the temple. Closer to the entrance.
Is there some sort of mechanism that you're looking for?
Let me just. I'm just going to see if there's any magical about the doorway. He casts a spell you would recognize, Sonny, as Detect Magic.
Okie dokie.
You could, I mean, you could spend a spell slot on this, but he has more spell slots, so better if he does it, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah,
he
so
doesn't do
he-
anything else except dying and not doing anything.
So he puts away his battle axe and quickly flourishes. You see his eyes glow a bright blue as he looks across the doorway. He says, there doesn't seem to be any magical entrapments on this doorway. Sonny, I know you have some expertise in this area. Would you be able to take a look to see if there's anything mechanical trapping it? I don't believe the elves trap, however, it's best if you check anyway. Sonny, you would have to go a bit closer, so you'd have to actually go up to the doorway itself, which is just past here.
Okay. Oh, that. Okay.
Yeah, there.
Can't
The
hurt
door is
people.
basically just off of the map. So roll an investigation.
Investigation, don't let me down.
The door is locked, but other than that, it doesn't seem keeping intruders out. They seem to think that these stone guardians would do enough.
Is there like a visible?
Yeah, there's a keyhole. Yeah. Roll your thieves tools.
Do, 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 do. Thieves' tools.
Okay. Yeah, you. This is quite a basic lock. Seems very easy to just pop them through them. Yeah, fine. You open the door.
I take a bow.
Okay. Like in seconds, even you just stick one lock or swings open.
Jesus.
So do you step back and let Snowflake?
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll stay behind him. I'll stick like roughly like behind him, just to like have his back in case there's any danger.
So I'll move I'll Medric onto the map first.
Let me just roll stealth.
Okay, roll stealth
Jesus
as you move
Christ. Hate my stealth.
I will stealth so that I don't mess up his stealthiness.
in. Okay. So yeah. So can you move your the map, Cedric?
On the bottom?
No, up at the top, up here,
On the top. Okay. I mean,
up at this doorway. Can you see that doorway?
yeah, there, isn't it?
How far can you see, by the way? Because I can't tell what I did with Fog of War. The door.
I
Yeah.
can see everything.
Okay, sounds good. So you can see a room. But, okay, sounds good. Cool. So you step through here. I'll move Jace. So you step in. There doesn't seem to be any in this room right now. You look in. You see a huge crystal in the center of the room, with these 4 elemental, it seems, spheres. You can't tell if they are just mined and carved crystals or whether they are in fact magical from a first glance. There are braziers lighting the room that have somehow stayed on fire millennia. This temple has gone untouched. There seems to be something magical preserving things in this room, because you also see littered around the room are the dead bodies of gladiators.
That's not good.
I want to check first for if I can see maybe pressure plates or something.
Okay, make a perception check to look for pressure plates before you move.
Yeah, I just want to stand back for now, looking around. 17.
Okay. 17. That is yeah. So you don't really see any pressure plates or anything. It doesn't look like there is there are any mechanical traps here.
Yeah, any kinds of traps. I want to do. There are magical traps. Is that Arcana?
Make an Arcana check, yeah. There's probably something about this gem, about the gem in the middle of the room and the 4 spheres around it. But other than that, it doesn't look. See, it's weird and probably magical that the braziers are still on fire. Other than that, you can't really tell. It doesn't look like anything's trapped, more just magic.
Well, I wanted to check the crystals by themselves.
Do you want to go over?
I would like to go over, though, with the reaction.
By this point, I'll say Sonny.
Yeah, I'm just like.
Shh. So Sonny, so Snowflake closed the door behind him. You open it again, and somehow you make this door make a massive creaking sound as you step in. If there were any enemies around to hear, they would. But luckily, there doesn't look to be anything.
Do I see the Goliath?
You do, yeah. You look around. You see how many is that? 5. You see 5 dead Goliaths littered around the room.
If it's possible, I want to try and investigate the corpses to see what could have killed them.
Okay. Would you like to go over to them, or just make a perception to look from where you are? See if you can see any obvious wounds.
I'll probably do perception for now. Oh no. That's my perception.
Okay, so this one has some pretty bad burns. And then others are just covered in a mixture of bruises and some lesser burns. Yeah, it doesn't look. Make an Arcana check for me.
Arcana.
You would be good in that.
Yeah, I know my way around the spell too.
Oh
Never mind. I don't know my way around the spell too.
Well, I mean, I would have
This room
told
has
him.
a lot of magic in it. That's for sure. Weird that the Goliath corpses haven't rotted at this point. Because if this temple's as old as Flintheart says it is, then there's obviously something magical preserving them. They look recently dead, and as far as you guys can tell, that door hasn't been opened in years from the creaky hinge, etc.
I have a very, very bad thing about these corpses.
Yeah, I have a feeling.
Could
I want to make a step forward, but I don't know. What do you think, Sonny?
I recommend us investigating these steps.
Steps?
Is it possible for my characters notice these, the change of pattern around this area?
That just seems to be a pattern in the flooring. It just seems to be maybe see if you can see anything up about it, or if they look like pressure plates or. Sure, I'll say you're both looking around. Make a perception investigation with advantage, Sonny.
Okie dokie.
Just generally helping.
Yeah.
Total advantage.
You're looking around. Yeah. Okay. It just seems to be cosmetic in terms of design. There doesn't seem to be anything magical about them. It just seems to be basically a cool place to put stuff in the middle of, like the braziers or the gem.
Okay. And I've noticed the gems.
Yeah.
Could I possibly tell if there's some sort of arcane connection between the gems that is near this Goliath and the large?
Oh, these things are like torches. They're not gems.
Oh, just torches. Okay.
Yeah, they're braziers. They're just lit metal balls, basically.
Did you say this one died from burns?
That one died from both of them have burns on them, but this one's burns.
Okay.
Do you think what the old man, I don't know what it was, the old man did, or the dwarf outside did, magic is there? Do you want to try that? Question mark.
Would I be able to do that?
You can do detect. You can cast it as a ritual. However, that takes a while.
Minutes.
Or you could cast it with your action, but that would consume. So if you are willing to risk that, you could.
Oh, I haven't got detect magic cards. I could use.
Oh no, you have detect magic. Your what is it called? You know that thing you get at first level, magic item analysis. That thing. That gives you detect magic and identify.
Haven't you written it down? How bad are you?
He just writes the names of the features and hopes he remembers them.
Yeah, I completely wrote it down from the...
Okay, so everyone from your party steps in, realizing how they haven't heard sounds of combat, so they take it as safe to come in.
Go back there for life.
No.
There's who died here.
He looks around horrified.
Good.
The dwarf steps into the fire.
I sort of want to appraise the gem in the middle.
Make a general intelligence check.
Oh, I can't use my jeweler's tools.
I'll give you advantage because you have jeweler's tools.
That's okay, intelligence.
Nice.
23.
This gem looks like if you could get it out of here, then it is priceless. It will set all of you up for life.
Would it fit in the bag of holding?
Yeah.
What?
It would fit in the bag of holding.
Jesus Christ.
If you could basically buy a small kingdom with this gem.
Oh, okay. I want any trigger mechanisms.
Okay. You've made a perception check. All right, make an investigation check. Say Flint Heart can just do a detect magic.
Investigation. Oh, 12.
With my help, I, of course,
Sure, he
help him.
helps. 20. Okay, so it looks. What are you looking for exactly?
Any possible trigger mechanisms that would go with the removal of the gem or approaching the gem.
Nothing mechanical that you can see, and in terms of magic, nothing really visible about it.
Okay.
So, Blomgold casts Detect Magic. As he, pardon me, excuse me, steps forward, spreads his hands. They glow the same blue as his eyes, flash a bright neon blue. He looks around the room. You see his gaze just fall to each Goliath individually, then go to each of these 4 crystals, and then this massive gem in the center.
I also tell him to look at the chests, just in case.
He looks around, looks at each chest individually. So he blinks twice. The blue glow dissipates. So basically, there seems to be some sort of transmutation magic on these gems.
What does that mean?
In my knowledge, transmutate to either change something from one thing to another, or to summon a creature. So it's possible this could be linked to the elemental planes to summon elemental guardians, so to speak.
I see.
It might not be best to touch it.
Just touch the gem, or in the room, for example, the chests, are they...
The chests have no magic on.
You don't have that could remove such something? Dispel magic?
Possibly.
Bad cost!
Unfortunately, that is too high a level for me.
Is there any other... Get rid of it.
The only way I think to dispel this magic is by, well, I suppose triggering it. There is also just a general blanket of enchantment across the room.
Wait, let me think.
Which I believe is freezing it in time, so to speak.
Oh, I know what we could do. To take this gem, don't worry, you in the bag of holding?
Yeah.
You know what? If we go out again, I just shove it inside the bag of holding, and then tabaxi sprint.
You wouldn't be able to get in the bag of holding without spending some more time and effort, because it's fixed to the ground on sort of an altar type thing.
Damn it!
So I'm guessing, with what you've told us, Flintheart, the type of enchantment that's been placed is quite intensive, I should say.
Well, I'm not entirely sure if the elves are very arrogant. They don't tend to put more than one protection on a thing. Those guardians out front, you noticed that the only really defense on the door was a shitty lock, because in their arrogance believed that the guardians, the stone guardians, would be enough. So there's a chance they could just not have put in on this gem. It could just be something to maybe bless us, because, well, it is a religious rule. It could grant us some sort of blessing.
I truly wish I could
look at
dead bodies indicate
the color scheme.
something.
The color scheme of the gems. Do you think that might be also related to the...
Well, this is a temple of the four elements, after all, so it would make sense for each to represent a different elemental plane, as it were, or a different element. So obviously, fire, water, and air in no particular order. So I believe each gem would correspond with one of those elements, but means anything, or whether they just all do the same thing, I honestly cannot say.
Yeah, just a thought. Should if the chests are not related to any magic and we can just open them. Hopefully they don't have.
Yes.
Maybe there's something that could help us if we would want that gem.
Of course. Of course. Other than the I mean, maybe a good idea to look at these chests. I don't believe the elves would put any sort of mechanical trap on them, so they're probably at this point. And it may also be a good idea to look at the to take a quick look at each of these Goliaths, see if we can see anything deeper about their cause of death from a closer distance. There is no specific magic coming from them, so I don't believe they will say become undead and attack us.
Archaeologist, you said?
That's good.
Yes, I'm an archaeologist from one of the arcane universities of the world.
Oh, god damn it. Who's good in... Where's Ragnar, by the way? I don't see him. Oh, he's behind me. I didn't see him.
Yeah.
Is anyone in anatomy to see medical attention? While...
I investigated like these bodies roughly, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is fired.
Oh, Ragnar from behind you says, I'm trained in medicine.
Well, Sonny and I are going... What?
Great at it, but I was trained in first aid at least by my father.
Well, you probably can see what damages they took. I'm looking at Sonny. Do you want to still investigate that just in case? And open them then?
Just to be on the safe side.
Stay very clear of the...
Yeah, perimeter.
You see the glow from the
we stay this
from the gems. I would say at least stay out of the radius of that glow, that light.
I'm saying this is
yes.
To try not move in there, even when I just said God damn it.
Okay.
Nah.
I mean, we could potentially go a bit closer. I believe if we go like anywhere within this distance, we should be safe.
This.
Just stay away from the. I mean, there's still a chance you could go close.
Poorly drawn. Give me a second.
They sure was.
I could have just Wait, it's...
Okay.
Where am I?
Oh,
Did
where,
you delete
where
me?
did you go?
Ragnar moves over to this first one, starts investigating the body. What would the rest of you like to do?
Yeah,
I'm gonna move over to this chest and check it.
That's good. Yeah, I'm helping him.
Wrong chest, Snowflake. Okay.
God damn it.
So, check, investigate, I suppose. You checking for traps or whatever? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
We both do that.
There's not even a lock on this chest. No mechanical lock, it seems safe.
Okay, I'll open it. While opening it though, I'm going to ask Flintheart a question. Flintheart, do you believe that gem in the middle of the room, it could be initiated like on more than once?
I'm honestly not sure. It's possible, certainly, but I'm not sure.
Oh, god damn it.
The state of these Goliaths has got me thinking. Especially
There's a chance if there is a trap, they could, and we are safe. You're right, but there's also a chance it could reset. So, you open that chest. Inside, you see a black, you see a cloak. The cloak is, it's shades of dark green and brown. It's sort of camo. And it also seems to shift slightly as you move it, though that could just...
I think I know what it is.
What?
It's a cloak of elven kind.
Don't mess again. No, it is.
What is it? Tell me what it does. No.
I don't know what it is, but I saw, and it just matches the description that I read before its appearance. I don't actually know it.
Fair. So you can roll an Arcana check or cast Identify over 10 minutes if you want.
We should first everything.
Yeah, just you could make an Arcana check quickly to see if you know what it is. Just real.
Okay,
yeah.
just to make sure that Sonny knows.
Yep. Snowflake, I wouldn't say you can assist with this, but Sonny, you can.
What?
It's his own personal knowledge. It's nothing
Damn
you
it.
can do. You think it's just a regular fancy cloak.
Elves are beyond me.
We have
Like,
time later.
if there is any magic on this, Sonny, then it's probably just like to make it look like a cloak.
Don't believe in the voices in your head.
You
Schizophrenia.
also find a pair of boots of a very similar material.
I'm going to use Arcana on it, but I know what they are. Oh, I have some
Yeah.
idea what they are.
They are boots of elven.
I knew it.
Yeah. So they are magical in a basically as you're tapping on them just to check out what they do. You notice that when you the souls or anything, no sound comes out of them. So basically, they just let you walk silently.
I see how Snowflake. That big star just toss it towards him.
Let me just give you a handout, please, Snowflake.
Yes. What does the cloak do? Tell me.
So you take the cloak as well.
I have no idea what the cloak does.
Tell me what it does.
You just pass in the cloak. You just think it's a.
They're matching set.
Yeah, you're just like, hey, the cloak. I guess the cloak was designed to look good with the.
Totally believing it. Thank you. No. Well, only if you give it to me.
Do you give it to him?
Yeah, I pretty much got my winged boots. So
Snow
Right.
boots.
yeah,
Okay.
and plus elven stuff isn't really for now. He
Fair.
barely knows a
So
thing
there
about
are your boots of elven and your magic items. Very-
I've had... Oh, cool.
So boots of elven kind. What do they do?
Do they require...
They don't require attunement.
Ooh. The brace of archery did, though, did they?
If it says it, then if it says it on the
Oh,
hand,
I didn't know, okay. It wouldn't say, right?
yeah. So the cloak of Elvenkind, it doesn't seem to do anything as you put it on. Like you wrap it around yourself, it doesn't appear magical or anything.
I just look dapper. It's like, oh.
So I'm not gonna give you the handout for this because it requires attunement.
Oh, okay. Sonny can still maybe look at it for me.
To fight it later, so yeah. See if it does do anything magical if you ask him to. So do you go to the next chest?
Yeah.
Yes,
Let's go. I need to know.
Make an investigation check with advantage. Check for traps.
I'm just running after him. It's like, I want to see.
You've done from being like part to being part.
Apart what?
Oh.
Roll
wait,
it up.
That's the wrong one. That's oh god. Oh god.
I mean, it's.
Whoa! 19. Jesus. Okay. There is no trap on this. So don't stress.
Is
Because
it
I was out there.
It's not locked either. It opens very easily.
Just.
The lid's a bit heavy, but it opens. Inside, you see a shining set of metal armor. It's like naturally green, and it looks like it's built for a warrior, an elven one.
Elven warrior?
I just like elven shit. No.
It's plate mail, by the way. However, it does give a disadvantage on stealth checks.
With the boots, it would be still normal, but.
Only if you're moving silently. Gives advantage on checks that rely on moving silently. So if it's one to not be seen, then it would still not. It wouldn't give you advantage.
Yeah, I know. Just.
So Vimuk sees the gleam of the plate mail. Comes over. Can I take that?
Be my guest.
I mean, before you opened the chest, if I wouldn't have the boots on already, you would hear as if I'm like, ah! But no, I stopped as you opened it. It's like, oh, played.
I'm imagining if you have a tail, it's wagging. Right?
I have a tail. Well,
Oh,
a
you
small
do?
one. Lynxes have small tails.
Oh,
I think. Let
Yeah.
me.
So Dalton now has an armor class of 20, by the way, because this is +1 plate armor.
Jeebus.
Yeah. Dalton, a tough boy to hit. That's in this chest, however.
What is there?
It was just the plate
Okay.
armor.
Let's go. Other chests.
Oh, okay.
Come.
Vimuk, why don't you follow us along just in case?
No.
Okay.
No. Stay away.
Just in case we run into an ambush.
In case a dead gets out of the. Okay, make an investigation with advantage.
Okay, investigate.
Yeah.
Cool. No trap or lock.
What's inside there?
Opening it.
All right.
You're so excited. Oh god.
Inside, you see a metal amulet. Sorry, not metal, wooden carved amulet.
What does it do?
I have no idea what that is.
Don't know what it does yet.
I'll use
Put it in the bag of holding for later. No, Arcana. Okay. Roll your Arcana check. It's druidic. That's for sure. Not druid. Sorry, elven. That's for sure. I mean, elves are mostly nature-based, so maybe White Wolf could make, and it seems like wooden and thing nature-based.
Okay.
Assume.
I will hold on to it.
Even if it's not magic, then White Wolf is probably the best person to take this.
Okay. He's all the way up there, though.
Yeah,
So
I give it to him.
Yeah. I'll give it to him later.
Okay. So you go over to the final check.
Yes.
Okay. Oh gosh.
Okay.
I feel that I shouldn't base it on assumption.
What? What did you think?
What's inside there?
I
What?
was just gonna attempt to open it. Just
Nah,
just
do
to
it.
see if
No.
It'd be funny if this was the only one I trapped.
With this.
It's not locked or trapped.
Okay. I'll open it.
You set off a trap. No, I'm. It's not trapped. You open it up. There is a set of studded leather armor in there. The armor is made of more leather basically. Instead, like the studs are instead of being like metal, like most studded leather, bone and wood and stone. That type of thing.
Yeah. It feels
Cover,
right.
so
I think I will take a look. See.
Okay. Make an Arcana check.
Do, do, do. Arcana.
11.
As soon as you touch it, a form changes to be the size of a gnome.
A doppelganger.
Other than doesn't seem that magical.
I said, eh. Did the others have anything? Not just
Well,
from the dead.
I only checked one of them, so well, this guy, his seemed relatively mundane. A great sword, a maul, and nothing else really. But this guy had the and I didn't check any of the others. Because they'd be a bit too close. Should we check the other? Also, who do you guys
I
give the
don't-
belt to?
Yeah, we give
From
the
one
belt
Goliath
to.
to another, we'll give it to Vimuk.
Okay.
We pass it down.
Vimuk
his-
gets the girdle of the oxen.
Should we rest? Or like, if we want to fight against, if we would have to fight against these.
I'd want to check to see if there's any other like entrances or exits.
I mean,
Okay.
We would.
There's
on the
yeah,
bottom.
there's that door down there, but that's about it.
Should I look in there? Question mark.
Jan?
No, I'm asking.
I want
Oh yeah.
to investigate it for traps before we try and use it.
And since I get
Okay.
it,
Alright, so you investigate it for traps. Roll investigation. Cool, Jesus.
you know they're numbers between 20.
Okay. And 20. Okay. So it's there is definitely no trap, however it is locked.
So there's a chance of like any trigger mechanisms that could possibly cause whatever happened in this room to be activated upon its.
Definitely not. Nothing connecting anything in this room other than the hinges.
Okay, I will proceed to try and unlock it.
Okay.
Where are you? Oh, thieves' tools.
Nice.
Okay. The door swing and opens. You look in.
Would you?
let me read
Okay.
this.
Sonny dies.
It's a corridor.
No way.
It's a
Oh,
long ass leading to another similar doorway. There are draconic skulls down in the background, down to the corridor, and there are braziers lighting the way.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, though, what are these things that are gems? Because we
You
never
up?
actually got these. The gem. What's the stats like around the gem?
They are like potentially very well carved gems
Okay,
that
so
have just
they're
been
additional
sort of
gems.
cut into spheres.
Gotcha.
This
Are
is
they
which-
in
which I-
relation to the giant gem? Like, is there like some sort of arcane?
Ask Glomgold did do that man. Sure. So he said there's like sort of strings of energy going from the main gem to the smaller gems. It looks like the main gem, basic power, and the small gems are a bit more like they take it and they do something with that power.
Yeah, which would be probably elementals.
Potentially.
Okay, I think what happened.
Yeah, Jace.
Wait, what?
Did it really take you that long? No, I'm joking.
I mean,
Yeah, like
I mean,
that's what Sonny's saying. Like I already knew what
Yeah,
happened. I'm just like
fair.
paying the clues towards it.
He has a 17. I would have worked that out ages ago.
I mean, I did ask if the colors correlate to the elements type.
I mean, you can just make that assumption now.
I did.
Yeah, nah. Which one do you think is which color?
Oh, give me a second. This is probably water. This is fire.
I wasn't doing it like that. I was just like basically doing a Columbo thing, like
thunder.
looking at the victims, correlating the weapon that and stuff like that. Just getting to understand how the whole
Doing some
mechanism.
investigation. I get it, dude. I get it. I get it. You're a clever boy. So, are you guys gonna take a short rest in this room? Yeah, I mean, me too.
You know what? I'm going to attune then.
Oh yeah, short rest to attune. That's a good idea. So you attune to your cloak.
Let's see what it
What
does.
does your cloak do?
I'm gonna attune to my boots because I haven't attuned to them yet.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. So, cloak of Elvenkind.
You went a bit American for a second there.
Nice. So there you go. There's
Where's my cloak? There's my cloak. Why are you wearing this cloak with its?
He's very happy.
Is it good?
I love it.
It's good, yeah. It's a good cloak.
Yes, I'm going to tell you that, but it whispers.
It's bloody real stealthy. Just makes him real.
Advantage?
No, advantage doesn't. So no. Tyler, during this time, sorry, White Wolf attuned to that amulet.
And he dies.
He was given.
Struck by lightning.
And says, well, this was designed for a druid, it seems. Because well, so you know how normally the number of animal shapes is limited.
Yep.
So like how many times I can do it. This basically gives.
Okay.
So this gives him one more wild shape per short rest.
Jesus, I have two things that give me advantage.
To be fair, the boots are kind of redundant now. You have the cloak.
Well, I mean, I can't.
Technically, dude. Technically, right. Let me just technical on you. This cloak, right? Cloak. It's not written there because I didn't have time to write it in full, but the cloak is on things that could, like, you have advantage on checks to not be seen, basically. So the cloak gives advantage on checks not to be, gives it on checks not to be heard.
Yeah.
So basically, just all stealth checks you have advantage.
Yeah.
It's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty good. You're doing
Guy.
sneaky boy. And so Tyler has one more short rested, one more wild shape of short rest. Dalton's people a bit further with his new belt.
I got my magic arrows back.
Yeah, you're all doing pretty, guys. Doing good. Glomgold got literally nothing from the short rest. Same with Ragnar.
Doesn't he have awkward?
Oh, he does. You're correct.
Wait.
Gets a spell slot
Technically,
back. Shut up. Yeah, no, what?
to hide as a camouflage. If I'm camouflaged and shooting, would that still reveal me?
If it hit, well, yeah, no, actually, not even if it hit. Yes, shoot, like, attacking from hidden reveals your position.
But they still don't know.
If
No, I know.
they would look at the direction of the shot and they'd realize them. Like, you'd be camouflaged, so it'd be difficult to see you, but they'd see you because you attacked. They'd see the motion of you.
Roads, cunning action, double dash. There's this thing when you have advantage. I don't remember what it was in the another game. Someone posted something. Give me a second.
So that's pretty good, because pretty much that'll make you an effective scout.
It's a determine how to determine a character's total for a passive check. Oh, okay. And if you have advantage on the check, apparently you get a +5. It's in PHB 5.
Yeah, that's nothing to do with like being seen. Like, it's nothing to do with passive perception. It's just blanket. They see you.
Yeah, I know. Just with all these advantages, I don't know if.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good, bro.
One should have more.
So Flintheart says, after your short rest is up, he says, "So, I think it's time we investigate the rest of these bodies and potentially touch that gem."
You sure we should touch that gem?
I'm hidden.
I wanna
leave me alone. I'm hidden. You just see.
I want to see what it does, even if it hurts. I'm an archaeologist. Knowledge is my
Yeah, I know.
knowledge
Do
is
it.
my field.
Wait, you hear from
If you look
somewhere.
around, you can see what the gem's done.
First, I want to be sure. So he moves over to this first Goliath. He looks over it. He says, "Similar wounds to the other, but this one has an interesting weapon." Goliath. He looks over at Vimic. You use a halberd, right? No, you use a
Glaive.
glaive. Halberds are similar-ish. Though ranged weapons are pole arms. This one is a halberd too. Have it. He tosses a halberd at this halberd at Vimic. The halberd is jagged and spiked, and it looks all it's Goliath in nature, so it's big, unwieldy to anyone but a Goliath, and it's just if you got stabbed with this, it's like serrated, so it would hurt on the way out as well. Painful. Looks like a however, the handle is also spiked, so it looks like using it would potentially hurt Vimic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks.
He's gonna use his glaive for the rest of this adventure because I kept that macro. So,
Fair enough.
yeah. But yeah, so he then moves around, not wanting to go gems yet. He moves around here and he
Sonny,
steps
step
a
back.
bit in. He looks over this guy. Does anyone want to be better at punching?
What do you
No?
mean?
Well, this guy has spiked gauntlets.
I'm looking on my back with my 2 swords. Nah, I'm good.
Sonny?
I don't necessarily need a need for it, thanks to my bayonet.
Okay, Ragnar, would you like it?
Sure.
I'll make Nar something.
Ragnar's good for it.
Yeah. Spiked, he throws his throws his pike to the ground. Won't be needing this shit any. Just goes around punching everything. Perfect. He then says, "Well, boys, it's time." He
Did you
moves
check?
into this.
Did you check this one?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, okay.
So I'll just delete these lines. Yep. He heads over.
This is gonna
He
suck.
steps into the radius. The gem begins to glow, but nothing happens. As he puts a hand on the gem, you hear a hiss, seemingly in a language. Does anyone speak Elven? I say this knowing the answer's no. Because I'm choosing none of you speak Elven.
Comprehend languages, quick!
Flintheart speaks Elven. So Flintheart hears this gem as it hisses. He says, guys, it called us intruders.
We basically are. I'm
faced-
saying with the elven kind shit, but hidden.
Hey,
Um,
Flintheart.
Yeah.
You know those times, those usual times when people say "I told you so."
I told
Your
you so.
sentence is cut off by light shooting from the crystal, 4 different beams, one going into each of the smaller crystals, and then from there, the center of these, you see those squares that you asked if they were anything important earlier, and they weren't really, but sort of are. So yeah, those squares that is currently unoccupied. From the like the fuck, what's the word I'm fuck. From the crystal nearest to it, a beam, yeah, and like that, a beam of light, and so whoosh, swoosh, clunk, thud. These 8 elementings appear.
What did I say?
Except you're
Thunder.
welcome.
Water, fire.
Water, slosh, 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 coming from this beam of light, 2 water elementals. Then with a loud these 2 earth elementals, with a hiss and a 2 air elementals, and then you look, there's a burning heat. You can see the heat coming off of them, and there's as these 2 fire elementals step out. Roll
Lovely.
initiative.
Lovely. Let's see.
The gem in the center continues to hiss, and Flintheart says, "It says that we shouldn't have come here."
Dislocated!
Can't you disarm it?
I'll try on my turn. I'm not metagaming.
No, that's what we actually shout.
Yes. Disarm it on your turn. Okay, I will. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, dude. I'm joking.
Am I still
Not
hidden?
you.
Question mark.
Yeah, you rolled a pretty good stealth. I'll say you can hide behind that. You'd move yourself behind that pillar.
Actually, go
Like,
there. I
it's
didn't.
camouflage, but there's no place to hide other than behind there. So yeah, even if you do have really high stealth, it doesn't know where to hide. Let me get Vimic. White Wolf.
Vimic.
Oh, White Wolf was actually a wolf at this point, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Good rest.
No, sure. He has this form for a few hours.
Oh, okay.
I think it's 2 at this point, so I'll give him the time.
So the armor just stretched over.
Yeah.
I have.
Nah, fuck it. He got it. Nah, he got his form. So I'll say he starts his turn as White now.
I have
I'm not
higher
gonna-
decks if you want to ask. As Vimic.
Okay, I know you do.
Just saying.
Is that all of your allies, or is there any left? Did I forget anyone?
3, 4, 5, 6. No.
Okay, cool. I'll roll for each elemental individually.
This is
what
the
color should I use?
this is the point where the other people come in because our group dies.
Yes, they're starting this campaign from fresh.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'll use for air. I don't have a blue, so I'll use green for water. I'll use red for fire, and I will use.
Brown.
I don't have a brown. I use black for earth. Yeah.
You're on D20s this time.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So, Jesus, yeah, okay. So some of them did real well, did okay. So add all the turns. Okay. Okay. So, the the fire elementals have a 23 initiative.
Jesus Christ.
The air elementals have 22 initiative. The earth elementals have an 11 initiative. And the water elementals a 6 initiative.
Who has a higher dex, white or fire?
White wolf. Okay. So White Wolf goes first.
No shit.
Good job, White Wolf. White Wolf seeing these elemental beings fly from these gemstones, he just out of a reflex, his new armor stretches as he molds to his new form as he becomes a Hulk. Just move.
Shit.
Huge dire wolf charges forward, bites at the water elementals. Well, the one in front of him. What's around? Pretty.
He is drinking the water element.
He had. For some reason, well, maybe because it's his only attack, he bites the water elemental, directly in front of him. Give me a second, let me get rid of the magic item, because I take up most of my screen. White Wolf, in his direwolf form, is going to bite the first water elemental he sees. That's gonna miss.
I was hoping it would say he thought hydrated the attack.
Unfortunately not. So that was his turn, turning into a wolf thing. The fire elementals. Who's closest to the... Okay. One is going to fly forward with incredible speed, but one is going to fly with the same speed towards Vimic. So, each one is going to reach out a hand to their respective... So, Vimic takes, even with his 20 armor class, Vimic is gonna take Fucking hell.
That's a bit worrying.
Dubus. Okay, so Vimic takes 5 points of fire damage and is lit on fire.
It's lit, fam.
Oh, so Vimic is now on fire. Lucky him. However, the one attacking Flintheart doesn't get a good hit on him, so he misses, stays where he is. Elementals. Air elemental. So the air elemental is going to. Okay, so this air elemental is gonna come over to you, Sonny. It's gonna land. It's gonna swirl around you.
That's the bludgeon.
Huh?
But no.
Okay. It then begins to form a whirlwind. A big whirl in a circle around you. Can you make a strength saving throw?
That's not good. 13.
That fails. Roll a d8 for.
7.
Ha, funny. Okay, so you hit.
Ah.
You are flung out in that direction. Let me just roll this down. You take 11 points of damage as you are flung 30 feet. Snowflake, you are Sunny in the face.
Lovely.
Snowflake, you are smacked in the face by a flying Sunny. Make a dexterity saving throw. Well, as he flies towards you.
Nope. What's with the
He
AIDS?
he hits you. Sunny strikes you smack bang in the head. You take 11 points of damage as well, and you are knocked prone. It also breaks your stealth, by the way.
Damn it. Wait, let me see what my back is.
This other one moves over to Flintheart. Does the same thing with him, hoping that he will fly the fire elemental, because how funny. So a whirlwind of heart, and Sunny, you recognize what's happening to him. You wince in pain for Flintheart as you see him he picked up in the wind and flung. Can you roll a d8 for me? Some.
Oh,
Just one of you.
okay.
Okay, 7 again. Oh. So, he's also flung the char. So he smacks into the earth elemental. He needs to make a dexterity saving throw. That's the earth elemental succeeds where you could not, where you could flake. So as as Flintheart is flung towards this earth elemental, the earth elemental just puts a fist down upon flying form and just puts him down to the floor. Without taking any damage. Flintheart, on the other hand, 11 plus
2. Flint Heart takes 13 points of damage, putting him on 3 hit points. Good luck with that one, boys. Vimic.
No, me. I have more.
Oh, you do. I don't know why that changed. Sorry, I did change that back. I don't know. Snowflake, what do you want to do?
Question. Of
Yeah.
course, go here.
Okay.
Can I shoot in the middle of the gem?
Yes, but whether it will do anything, that's up to when you hit.
I'm going to use shot. It is the bursting arrow.
What does that do?
Let me post it for you. It's amazing.
Bear in mind, M is worth a small fortune, so if you blow it up, you're losing all of that. But
Well,
nah, do it.
It's either now or
True.
What about the other jumps?
that's what my bursting arrow does. Everything within 10 feet. 10 feet.
And
Also take
Oh.
damage.
Yeah, do that.
Alright,
I-
pain. Bursting!
So so does that mean that the gem takes the 14 points from your arcane shot, and then everything else around it takes 6? Yeah.
Yeah. 2d6.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, but you 6. So yeah. Let me just mark on their damage here.
And we can still mend.
Okay.
Mending.
So the gem is cracked, however, it's not shattered. Each of these sims is also cracked but not shattered. Nothing seems to have happened yet, however, could maybe if you do that again and break these gems completely, it could dispel this spell. Each of these 2 elementals takes 6 points of damage from your just immense force. Doesn't seem to do much, but the wind form is like dissipated slightly, but it brings itself back together. The fire elemental is blown backward. So is that your turn, Snowflake?
That is action search.
Okay, what do you do? Same again?
Sonny really wants the gem, huh? No. Sorry.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm sorry. You know what? I'm going to hit something else that hit with an arcane
Sonny.
arrow.
Oh.
I'm going to hit the fire elemental.
Which one?
The one that this one.
Okay.
Again with the bursting arrow one.
Oh, okay.
But this time not full brunt gem on the main gem. So bup and bup.
By the way, I'm being like really nice letting you do this because it says every creature, so just bear that in mind every time you're a dick to me. This shouldn't be working, but I'm letting it.
Everything. I mean,
It says creature.
Let me see
It
what
specifically says creature.
Wait, bursting arrow. Same.
Specifically says creature, but I'm being nice, so.
We're playing logic now. Shut up.
Yeah, no, exactly. It doesn't make sense that force wouldn't at least crack these crystals, you know?
Yes.
Okay, within
Oh, Jesus.
10 feet, so does that get, doesn't get these 2 crystals
Yeah,
here,
no.
but it does get the main one, these 2, so, for lack of, I'm just gonna draw, a squiggly black line on the ones that get shattered. The main gem, still intact.
Just for you.
However, these 2 are shattered. The elementals do not disappear.
Fuck! Was worth a try.
They have been summoned now, and so they are in this plane.
Well, maybe they're Daedras or something.
So now you have just damaged this not valuable and destroyed 2.
I'm sure Flint has mending.
He does, and do you know who else does? Sonny. Stop complaining, Jace. No,
I'm not complaining.
yeah, Jace, shut up.
Hey.
You never shut up. Bang.
Oh my gosh. This is
Okay,
not a good
is that your turn,
situation.
Snowflake?
Well,
Snow, you done?
yeah, yeah, I am.
Okay, Vimuk is going to attack this guy in front of him. His glaive. He's also going to spend a superiority dice to let's see. He is going to spend a superiority dice to try and knock it prone. Ball of fire with arms and legs. He's going to try and knock it prone.
How
Oh
the
shit.
heck do we kill everything?
We don't.
Hey. Can
What?
the arcane. Cedric, can you send the card for your arcane shot? Read exactly the wording of that.
What do you mean?
For your arcane shot, can you just send what it does?
Oh, I don't have that written down, unfortunately.
Oh,
Give
okay.
me. Oh no, wait, I do. Okay.
Okay, cool. Okay, so the damage from your arcane shot, like the piercing, does that count as magic? I'd assume yes, but just check.
You kind of lag for me.
Sorry. Okay. Does the piercing damage like from the arcane shot count as
Magic? Yeah, it's.
does it count as magical? I'd assume yes, but I was just
Yeah,
checking.
it is because the magic. Oh, I create a magic arrow with this feature.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah, I know.
making sure. Okay, so unfortunately, Dalton, like guy, yeah, sorry, I fucked up my words. So Vimuk stabs into this guy, attempts to knock him prone. Does an extra D8 of damage, so that's pretty good. Does an extra 6 damage. The glaive sort of slices through this guy and can't get a good grip on him to push him to the floor, so he manages to stay up. And so Vimuk is then going to action surge, because and is going to attack with his glaive again. 13 hit. It does. Ha ha ha.
I don't. Flint Hot's very, very bad.
Yeah. Flintheart is pretty bad. He's gonna spend another superiority die to try and knock him prone again. This time he is actually going to somehow knock this being made of pure fire. He's gonna knock him flat on the ground with the of his glaive after he manages to strike him. That's his turn. So, it's dead, right, guy?
Good riddance. He's almost gotten us killed twice now.
Yeah, but paying you for this. Oh.
Yeah, but we're being paid for the things that we find.
I suppose. I mean, still 50 gold each in it for you. So Like, that was out of his pocket.
Or check his pockets if we survive.
Yeah, though. He's probably not keeping it on him. It's probably in his room at the tavern home, which you guys don't know if he has. Dickhead. Okay. So, somehow his prone form is missed by the first one. Oh. This one moves over, also tries to slam him. He hits though. Ripping pepperoni, even minimum damage would knock him out. I'm just gonna. Is and from his bruises is bleeding out. Bleh.
Can't even save him.
Sonny,
Even
what do
from
you shoot Flintheart?
Retreat!
I'm not that cruel. I'm not gonna shoot off.
You could shoot the two elementals that are on him.
Yeah. I'm gonna shoot the air elemental that hit me,
Okay.
cause it's the most pressing threat to me right now.
Fair enough. So the weapon through you.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Roll it. Okay. Okay. That hits. All right. Does your thunder cannon count as a magical weapon?
I wish it doesn't mention it. Like it's made of a combination of like mechanics and
I'll
magic.
allow it. Whatever. I'll say it's magic. I don't care.
Yay.
Unfortunately, the air elemental is immune to thunder damage, though, so that does not take hold.
I may just use cure wounds myself.
That's an action.
Oh, you crap! It is.
You're thinking of healing word.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Hmm.
I agree. That's a great point. Shield of Faith yourself?
Yeah, show the faith.
Or you could Shield of Faith Flintheart, get him a few extra points of AC, just to... No, joking. You Shield of Faith yourself. He's unconscious.
He's surrounded by two rock elementals. He is dead.
So...
I'm gonna fly up. I'm gonna fly up in the air.
Oh, nice. Yeah, okay, sweet. So you, how far up?
How high is the ceiling?
50 feet.
I'll go
A
20
tall
feet
ass
up in the
ceiling.
air.
Okay. Just quickly, can you read over the thing for winged boots? Does it say activate them? Because it might do. I don't mean to shit on your parade, but I think.
While you wear these boots, you have a flying speed. You're walking.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't, dude. Don't worry. It doesn't. Don't worry. I read.
Awesome.
Stop reading what I told you to read. 20 feet into the air.
Yep.
Sounds good. Do you know what else has a fly speed? Air elementals.
Fudge! But it still has to move quite a ways to get to me.
Fair enough. Okay, so these water elementals are both each one is going to move their form around White Wolf. He is now grappled Let me just see if he is actually. I need to. Let me just.
I'm starting to wonder if it's just safe to get, like, go through the door.
Just go behind the door and close it.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So both of these are now wrapped around White Wolf, pinning him in place. And as their forms begin to crush him, he is now. One of them also covers his snout, with their water form. Like, yeah, he's now being drowned and also grappled. And he also takes. He also takes 21 points of damage. Jeebus. Okay.
I don't understand.
Gonna make the way he took 21 damage by literally. So.
They'll
Yeah.
figure out how to survive this. And just...
Don't. The plan is you don't. No, I'm joking. Okay, so that's one successful save for Flint Heart Glomgold.
Should we
That's
actually just
gonna
run? I can get out in maybe one turn.
Ragnar Rubytooth is going to he's gonna move over and he's gonna attack the one that is over the mouth of White. He's gonna stab towards White Wolf with his. Is gonna hit. So it's 11 points piercing damage on the one who is currently on White Wolf. Well, the one over his. That's his turn. White Wolf is going to use his bonus action to spend a spell slot to heal. Because Circle's Moon Druid. How good. So he's going to heal 10 hit points. He's then going to bite the one that is on his mouth. He's just going to try and drink that motherfucker. He slurps that motherfucker right down.
Good old H2O.
H2O delirious? God damn it.
He manages to pull the somewhat solid form of this out of his mouth as he swallows part of the water that is currently in his mouth.
God damn it.
Refreshing.
Fire elementals. So the one in front of Vimic is gonna stand up.
Fly up.
And is gonna stand up, and he's gonna grab Vimic. And Vimic is gonna take. Oh no, actually no, he doesn't mind. Okay, so he misses Vimic.
Let me hug you. No.
You know what's funny? The only way they can hit Vimic is by rolling a 19 or a 20. Fire elementals have a +1 to hit.
So they are
Jesus.
surviving. Like, Vimic's
Cool.
surviving.
Yeah, Vimic's good. The other one doesn't really have any enemies around. So let me just check his speed. Unfortunately, he does not have a fly speed. I say unfortunately, he was going to fly up and attack you, Sonny, so I guess fortunate. Over to Vimic, also going to attack him. Ha, he hit Vimic. Crit hap. Hit a 20. Vimic takes 8 points of fire damage and is still on fire.
Vimek is on fire.
Vimik's shiny new elven plate mail armor is now looking charred and pissed off already. He's like, I just got this, guys. So the air elementals, the only ones with a fly speed, are gonna see you as the biggest threat, Sonny. So they're gonna move over to you. Just check. These guys are speedy boys. They have a fly speed of 90 feet, so good luck with that. Good luck outrunning them, Sonny. Oh, Sonny, each one turns like like Flash style, where he spins his hand around to make a whirlwind. You know that, Jace? Dude, you alive? Anyone alive?
Yeah.
Okay, Jace, are you there?
I think he's crying.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
I'm-
sorry. Okay.
Living my death.
Okay, so you know that thing the Flash does where he spins his hand around, makes a whirlwind. These guys, but they like the wind doesn't go anywhere, so they move over, they punch you with their whirlwind fist. Um,
Ow.
so that is, remember you have shield of face, so this might not kill you. That is a 17 and a 9.
Miss.
They both miss?
Yeah.
That's good. So you're now B2ing these two air elementals in hovering 25 feet above the ground. And Snowflake.
What?
What do you want to do?
Alright, just wanted to check if you're, So they are in the air 20 feet, right?
They sure are. 25.
25,
Sorry,
right.
20, yeah. You're right, 20.
I'm standing
Yeah,
here.
20. Yeah.
And,
Shoot Jace, but do that bursting one. Kill all three.
I did all my arrows I could.
Aw, they dumb shit.
Well, I tried something. I'm going to try and...
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay, so roll tip.
Yeah. Nope.
The 12 hits. But let me just check their armor class. Yeah, 12 hits.
Oh, cool.
Sorry, misses.
Oh.
It, I got your hopes up there. I'm sorry. Thick, rocky exterior. Is hit by an arrow and it just bounces off harmlessly.
You know what? How much did I move already? Let me see. I moved 15.
15.
And
It's
I'm
a
going...
backseat run out of there.
No, I'm...
Just run down the corridor all the way to the end. Trigger all the potential traps that you haven't checked.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, down here. No, of course I won't run down here.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh, should I be an asshole? Yeah. Snowflake doesn't care about the others, only about Sonny.
Okay.
So he goes here, saying while he's moving to that Sonny should come down here, and hopefully he will listen. We go out of this place. I'm done.
Bear in mind, Sonny would provoke opportunity attacks if he moves anywhere.
He can still disengage.
I suppose that's what he wants to do. Sure.
In a commanding voice, please. Also,
Vimik is going to attack the one he's already dealt a lot to. That's gonna hit. Do shit all damage. That's his turn. They're not gonna attack Flintheart because that's just mean.
Any of them looking rough?
The stones.
What are you talking about specifically? The stone elementals? Because I'm taking damage yet.
The wind elementals?
This fire elemental is looking pretty rough.
Me?
This
The one that I
this
shot?
water elemental is looking pretty rough. Both of
This
the
one's. Wait.
both of the air okay.
This one
They're
should.
both damaged, but they're okay.
This one should
Yeah, it's
look really rough.
damage. It is also pretty rough. Yeah, no, you're right.
Pretty rough. He good.
Yeah. Similar hit point act with the fire elementals. They're quite similar.
26.
I am very, very afraid.
He had 32 damage. Jesus Christ! And
yeah, no, dude, they got fucked. So, like, they've both been fucked. This guy is on less, so you are. But yeah, so these two damaged, but not that much. And both earth elementals are armed. One of the water elementals is, but sort of bad off.
well, Snowflake and Sonny probably just run up.
So, So this guy moves into the ground. He moves through the pillar, and he pops up next to you, Snowflake.
Hi.
This guy does the same.
You're tall, probably.
They're about 8 feet tall.
Yeah, they're tall.
Similar height to
Hypothetically, if we were to interact with the gem, could we control them some?
It would be a pretty high Arcana check, but maybe. Flintheart would be better, I think. So, Snowflake, that is that's 2 11s.
Oh.
Do they hit? I assumed not.
They do not.
Sonny, use your bayonet.
Stab into the ear.
Stab the air. It's adamantine, so it's like technical, so it's good damage. Also, remember it crits on a 19, which I have marked on your sheet because I looked over that. Don't even stress. But roll. Do you want to bayonet them? Bayonet them.
I'll bayonet the one that I shot before.
Which one was that? I forgot.
The left one.
Left one, yeah.
Okay,
The
cool.
lefty.
Roll it. Yeah, no, that just pierces into the air. However, so you're currently facing a literal whirlwind attack. So you're disoriented, and you just strike in with your dagger. Nothing happens. Bonus action? Question mark.
There's nothing I can really do.
I don't think your gun is currently loaded. If you want to read.
Yeah,
Because last time you fired, you shield of faith, so
Alright, let's reload.
you stab forward with your adamantine dagger, you down the barrel.
This is not good.
The water elementals, this guy's gonna leap off of Wolf and onto Ragnar. Wrapping around his face, attempting to suffocate him. Ragnar's a strong boy, Jesus. Jesus. Ragnar just throws him forward and off. Damage. White Wolf, this guy tries to wrap onto White Wolf's mouth and stuff. Oh no, that's should be more because Same. Weird. Okay. But he also just hurls him, brings up his nose, just chucks him behind him, blocking the doorway.
No. He can wrestle, watch and win.
Fart is going to make a death save. Boy, that's a natural 20. He's on 1 hit point. Wake.
Quick! How do we help? How do we destroy them?
He casts message. No, I'm joking.
And he just like a whole lecture, like, oh god damn it.
Oh gosh.
It's like a 10-minute. It's like, oh god damn it, why did I ask? 100 rounds pass. He just stands there.
No, so he is going to cast something on himself with his bonus action. You see a magical aura go around, and he dashes.
Why didn't that old fart do that before he touched the stupid gem?
He gonna dash over to this gem again, and he's gonna and then he is also going to. Who's looking bad off right now? The
Sonny.
Good point. So these guys are immune to unconscious sleep, so he is going to cast sleep centered on you, Sonny. However, you're an ally, so he just chooses for you involved. So let me just cast this sweet sleep. Okay, who's the worst? So the guy you have attempted to stab, falls asleep and gently glides to the floor. But he is now asleep. Basically just a cloud on the floor asleep. That was pretty good.
I take back everything I said about him.
He saved your life, maybe. Ragnar Rubytooth is going to keep fighting the one that tried to get him. Tried to get him. He's gonna stab at him with his pike.
He doesn't have a pike anymore.
Yes, he does.
I thought he got a gun.
That was a joke. He's
damn it.
much better with his pike than he is at punching.
How about you declare a joke after you...
Well, I mean, it was pretty obvious. No, I'm joking. I'm a dumb shit. I'm sorry.
I don't know what the
Two
stat...
damned jokes. No, it's a D4 plus strength mod damage.
Sounds
So
amazing.
It's decent, but his pike's better. Yeah, his pike's a D10 plus strength.
That's very much better.
Yeah, it's a lot better. White Wolf is going to bite the boy blocking the door. Guys, would you say a dire wolf's bite is magical? If I'm ruling it as I'm just want a hair confirmation.
I mean,
am I right?
He is a magical transform thing, so...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's pretty magical.
He imbues himself with magic.
He drinks him a bit more. Schlurp!
I can't help but imagine, like, Wolf just, like, for some reason animated as though he's taking, like, one of those silly straws. And it's just, like, each straw is just taking...
The fire elemental are going to attempt to attack, 2 turns.
This Vimek is on fire.
He's a Bernie boy right now.
Well, he should do something about his burning.
Yeah, well, that's an action, and he wants to keep punching. No, not punching.
Burning Man.
Slashing.
Relieving yourself is not an action.
It is. Holding your No, unless you want it to go ever. You have to aim. Okay,
He just do pelvic thrusts.
again, both of them miss him. This time he's gonna spend a superiority